G'day my friends, Marty Ware here from Marty's Garden. Yes, the micro farmer in Clunes, northern New South Wales, Australia. Teaching you how to grow lots of food in urban places, small spaces and micro farming. And today I've got a tour of my micro farm. It's 6 weeks in and we're only in our third week of spring now. And it's been going great. When I first got here it was still very cold. And we're in this little greenhouse, my mini greenhouse at the moment. I'm about to venture outside, give you a look around and show you what can be achieved part-time. Mind you, I'm doing this part-time. Micro farming on a small block of land like this size is about the size of just normal backyard. Alright, let's head out there and I'll give you a look and show you around, eh? So as we step away from the house where I'm doing the last part of the harvesting, where I've got the red radish, red Sengo radish and my lettuce, parsley and sweet basil and bean mix, well snow pea mix, and you just move around. So you walk up the front and you see the nasturtiums here. Now these are great, related to the cress family, and you can eat all the leaves, use them in wraps. The flowers bring a lot of attractive pollinators. They also trap all the aphids in here as well, so a bit of an aphid trap, but I really like eating the flowers and using the leaves as a wrap. We've got pineapple sage here, which Karen sucks the flowers out of, and it's a beautiful herb that also attracts the pollinating insects. You walk in, you see sunflowers, so I've just thrown seed in there. We've got lemongrass growing. Over here we've got the calendula, the marigold calendula, which is great for, excuse my shadow as it goes over, which is great for all different skin things. You can eat it and drink it and stuff, but the flavour I don't believe is very good. Now the nasturtiums here are going to crawl out and they'll eventually go over that bank, but we're going to be working on that bank. I've got, these are the basic cherry tomato here, growing here, right up this whole row here, and they're about 1.5 foot tall now, and starting to flower very strongly. Now the sun's quite strong in the morning here, so I've got to get the sunlight right on these flowers here, and you can see the flowers coming through. And I'm going to get a lot of cherry tomatoes off this. Now I'm letting this side sucker out because I want this to actually be my mother plant, which I'll be using for cuttings and things, because this seems to be the best plant so far, so I'll be using that one for cuttings. And we come through here, we've got some bush food. This is called aniseed myrtle, has like an aniseed flavour. We've got our comfrey for making our comfrey tea and for a little bit of food consumption. Some rocket growing on the side here, more little sunflowers coming up. Some Australian lemon myrtle. Now this has the most amazing lemon flavour you would not believe. I give people a leaf and they carry it with them and put it in their pocket. That's how much they love it. And we've got the cardamom growing here and some ginger. I think this is the ginger and this is cardamom. I get them mixed up. And some mint, which they call nicknamed chocolate mint because it's got the chocolate peppermint flavour. And over here some purple basil starting up, which is a product I'm working on. And then we've got some salad mixes. So they're the side ones that you can just pick from. I just got them from the seed, and you just throw the seed in, you just get whatever potluck comes up. Another new type of cherry tomato. More salad mixes over there. Sunflowers here. And I'm doing chilies, so this is going to be really interesting. This is a sweet chili, and the restaurants actually just want not really hot chilies, they just want the sweet chilies, like habaneros, not habaneros, jalapenos, things like that. I just watch my shadow again here. It's a bit difficult shooting on my own, and you know, there's not bad money in chilies, so eventually I'm hoping to come into that. More purple basil, that's where I picked the last ones out to go into the pots, and yeah, they're a microgreen at the moment, but they'll be growing them on. Another type of chili, more chilies in the box there. They're soaking up that water because they just got transplanted last night. We're going to move over here into the sun. I'm going to come around from the other side. More cherry tomatoes here. Some red vein sorrel, which is classed as a superfood by many. And we've got the red rainbow chards in here, mixed in with some garlic chives at the back there. The radish, this is the red Sengo radish in flower. Really pretty, isn't it? Really pretty, I really like it, and that'll attract in more beneficial insects. And I'll collect the seed. I want to try this time growing my own microgreens and keep growing on my own radish right through the year, to eventually develop my own seed. I don't know if I'm going to have enough land to do that, but we can try. And if you watch the other videos about this, the plant that I'm super excited about, summer spinach, and it's called Egyptian spinach. Now it's grown right through a lot of parts of Asia, and it grows up to about 4 to 6 feet tall, believe it or not, and you can just produce an abundance of food. Now I've got some more chilies coming up here. These are a hotter variety, the cayennes. Dragon fruits in pots, yep. And then we've got the what do you call it, just the spring onions that I bought from the shops, basically, and then just ate them and then just threw them straight in the ground, watered them, and they grew. More sunflowers. Davidsonia pruriens, which is a type of Davidson plum, grows to about 12 feet tall and gets a plum on the stalk, and it's an Australian native food. It's very sour, super sour. You've got to add a lot of sugar to sweeten it up. More lemongrass growing here, which I'll be using to make my lemongrass tea. The chocolate tomato growing at the back here is the black tomato, which is going to be a product, and a bunch of radish. Now this is very interesting because this is something that you should be able to learn from, that I've learned from. I'm just getting a good angle here. If you sow radish in very thick, it will actually like break up the clay ground, and it will work very well as a border. I found that the other animals don't want to, the bandicoots, they'll dig in around the outside, but they won't go near it because it's got a little bit of a prickly leaf, and you can get the flowers and the seeds and keep growing on. And so, and you can actually harvest. I've gone in there and harvested a few little radishes out of there. They won't grow as big when they're bunching up, but they are harvestable, and it's, you know, a great way to actually use, instead of peas and beans and things, add them in when you're doing your cover crops. So we've got some more cayennes here growing in pots. They've overwintered, so they're going into their second season, and they've got little buds on them already, and so they'll be going out as a crop. Now here's something that you may have seen me Byron Bay gardening a couple of years ago if you've been following me that long. And this is the trial here for on the farm. I want to see if the bandicoots will get up there and start digging in, and I haven't seen any progress of them digging in at all, and how well these plants are going to grow. Now lettuce are very shallow rooted, and they seem to be going okay. I'm just watering them in, and they're handling it. They're doing quite well. This is just, you know, a little side salad lettuces. I just threw some seed into a peat box, and then just later on just sowed it into here, and I've thrown a cherry tomato in there as well. Yeah, they're surviving, and I threw a couple of seeds in, just radish seed. You can see that's growing as well, so it'll be interesting to see how that goes. Sweet basil, we've got some little yellow squashes here, some more sorrel. There's another little tomato hiding sort of down in there, sort of shaded out, which I want him to shade out while he gets his root system going in amongst this beautiful little salad leaf. It just tastes so good when you keep a lot of water up to it. So I'll give you a bit of a broad range here. So we're going around. There's the worm farm here inside the compost worm farm. It's got compost inside. Over here is my two piles. So I've got one pile of a more high grade compost, and then a very fine wood chip on the right behind. And then what I've done is I've piled in behind, so on the blue canopy there, the blue tarp is the compost, and then the wood chip at the back and through the garden beds, and that's got tiger worms in it as well. So the red wiggler tiger worms are in there, and they're in that far worm farm over there. You can see the black one behind the chair, and that's my system. So they will actually, I will be coming back out of there. They'll be manuring all through that. They're putting their castings in and turning that into a super fertile. We've got some barrage here, which I'm going to be using in little tiny ice cubes, and just break the flour off, put them in water, and then put them into the ice cube. They attract a lot of pollinating insects. They do like a good drink. I've noticed he falls over when it gets a bit hot. Probably needs a bit more of a shaded spot, but he's doing okay, and it's going to serve the purpose. Curly leaf parsley, pawpaw coming up in the background here. We've got some of the climbing spinach here, which seems to be taking off here. Can't think of the name right at the moment. I've gone a bit blank, because I'm pulling the seeds off, and this will grow right up this whole trellis here, which I pulled out. It's just, you know, recycled, some type of recycled. I don't know what it is, what they've used it for. Got another cherry tomato at the back, and some peas at the end here. Now these cherry tomatoes, this is just a cherry tomato. It's doing really well. It's about close to 2 feet high. Got some climbing peas, some more cherry tomatoes. Here's the wood chip that I have here, and that will break down over time and get thrown back into the compost pile to use for the microgreens and into the garden. And this is my last bed that I'll be doing. I'm just preparing this at the moment, and we've got some sweet basil growing over here and some more cherry tomato.